Cold front on the horizon. We talk more science about the importance of wind chill and how that can make temperatures, of course, feel a lot colder than what we're actually seeing on the thermometer. And with colder temperatures comes the possibility of high heating costs, and we're on your side with tips on how you can keep those costs much lower. And it's still winter, so we're preparing you and keeping you up to date on how to keep your car properly winterized.
WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Hey, welcome into First Alert Weather Extra. Again, a cold front on the way for tonight that we are tracking. Let's go right to First Alert AccuTrack radar and talk about the next big thing. And we do have wet weather that's making its way south across the area. You can see there those showers that are making their way in. I'll go into the radar view here and we'll take a closer look here on First Alert AccuTrack. You can see there across. Let me actually break the view, change the view here so we can go over to the composite image. And just to show you, you can see those showers moving northwest to southeast here across the area. And notice already across far north Alabama, you can see that the wet weather is coming to an end. So this is just a very brief window, and you kind of get the picture. Most of this is oriented towards areas north and east. So rain amounts are going to be highest for places like Cherokee County, already around Gadsden, seeing some of those light showers again as this works its way towards the south and east. There's Garden City and over towards Aniana, getting some of that rain right now. Here's Warriors, so some of this about to drop in there in northern Jefferson County. You can see back to the west here, north of Fayette. Few showers, few sprinkles possible here around Winfield, Hamilton areas. But again, this is just now entering places, parts of Fayette County and Jasper, near Smoke Rise. And then I was talking also about East Alabama. Again, some of those showers looks like over into the Gadsden area right now. A few of those showers back in towards Southside and the airport. You can see, if anything, again, this is going to be very, very light precipitation that we're talking about here in our forecast. And temperature-wise, we've seen quite a warm-up out there. Readings in the 60s there for high temperatures. And the actual temperature in parts of West Alabama today got close to 70 degrees out there. But right now, just seeing very, very light precipitation showing up. This is a live look from Appalachian School. We might get a couple sprinkles there, but obviously you can see nothing too extreme as far as the rainfall there in parts of Blount County. We're dry right now in Pickens County. A live look from Alabama Property Development here at Reform. We're at 61 degrees, though, a nice warm up. Aliceville, I noticed earlier we had 70 degrees, and a live look from Jasper, seeing some of that rain between Jasper and Double Springs. Some of those showers, again, could be working in. That's right there at Sanders Aviation there in the Jasper area. So Manchester and points north, first alert for some of those showers about to approach. But check the weather app. Things still dry around the Birmingham area. You remember earlier we talked about freezing fog possibilities for earlier today. Well, we saw it. Look at this picture. I mean, just an incredible view out there this morning from Nathan Harper over in White Plains. But some of that freezing fog from earlier today with the cold temperatures, of course, the warmer water. Now tonight, you know, we've had the milder weather. We got some showers moving in, and Patsy sharing this on the First Alert Weather app, a rainbow over Hamilton. I tell you what, we have been able to take some incredible weather photos in the Hamilton area going back to winter weather. Now we're talking about rain and rainbows and milder temperatures, but tonight temperatures will be taking the tumble down into the mid-30s. And every year around this time, of course, with these cold temperatures, that can lead to high energy bills, meaning that you're probably spending more money to heat your home. And I'm right there with you. We're on your side with some ways Spire says you can save money or even get financial help. Our Shelby County reporter, Ajane Robinson, joins us live with what you need to know and how you can apply.
Well, Wes, Spire has some really great tools if you're looking to be more in control of your bills, including budget billing and payment arrangement programs. Now, right now, Spire representatives can walk you through the process of applying for local, federal, and state assistance. You can do that over the phone or online. Spire offers a payment arrangement program for folks looking for that short-term solution, but for those looking for something more long-term, budget billing can help you predict your payment every month.
It's good for people who want to know what they're going to pay each month. And it is good in the winter time because you will still have that same budget amount in the winter and in the summer.
And we're on your side with some ways to save money this winter. Now, Spire recommends installing insulating drapes, replacing furnace filters, getting a programmable thermostat, or even opening up those curtains to let the sun heat up your home for free. Now, these tips can help you keep your home comfortable while also helping you save some money. Reporting live from Shelby County, Ajane Robinson, WBRC, Fox 6 News, on your side.
These tips can help keep your home comfortable while saving you money, of course. And the city of Anniston wants to make sure that everyone has a warm place to stay with all this cold weather. We've seen a lot of warming stations, and they have teamed up with the United Way to open a warming station at the bridge at Anniston First United Methodist Church. It will be open overnight starting at 6:30 until Friday. And an update in Hamilton, the city is lifting its do not drink order and boil water advisory. Those lab results are finally back from Tuscaloosa, and the water is clear and safe to drink and use. The city has been dealing with, of course, this water crisis for the past week. And as for those of you dealing with water issues in Fayette County, the EMA handed out water again yesterday until 6 at the Boley Volunteer Fire Department. Oatman water customers are still under a boil water notice. Crews in California are getting ready. They're battening down the hatches as they prepare. You remember yesterday we talked about this atmospheric river there moving into the west coast. They're getting ready for the intense rainfall. That Pineapple Express of moisture, a very active jet stream is expected over the next few days. Check out this aerial footage showing workers placing tarps over a cliffside. This is part of efforts to protect the existing landslide from becoming worse ahead of some of the wet weather, of course, that's going to be impacting that region. And meteorologists are expecting multiple rounds of storms starting as early as tomorrow, with rain totals exceeding 3 to 5 inches. We're going to see our next best chance of rain coming back for this weekend. And in Iowa, cleanup is underway after snow caused a massive roof collapse at the local middle school, one of the local middle schools. Reporter Todd Miguel has close-up look at some of the damage in that area.
Usually the Wayne Community Middle School basketball team does not play its game in the high school gym, but Monday night is an exception. The hallway to the middle school gym is blocked with equipment to dry out a flood of melted snow.
Wasn't surprised because we've had issues before, but yeah, it was a mess. Definitely a big mess to clean up.
Parents like Kaylee Berkland got the news the combined middle school and high school had to close last Friday, and this is why. A 7-foot-tall pile of snow crashed through the roof near the cafeteria. Crews tried to melt some of it with torches, but hundreds of gallons of water poured into the walls and flooring.
It was a roof that couldn't sustain as much snow as it had, and it come down and fell down in and ripped the roof off, and it was 2 layers of roofing, and so it went through the top layer, stayed on the second layer, in a huge hole, 7 foot of snow. Monday, students had to detour around the damage, eat their lunches in their classrooms, and play basketball in the big gym, all while trying to avoid the fans and dryers from the repair company. School officials say the students called it a cool adventure. We have an awesome group of staff, and our kids are so flexible. They walked in the door with no doubt this morning and just kind of went with the punches and didn't deter away from the normal routine. You wouldn't have known anything was different other than some congestion in the hallway just because of the narrower passage.
And of course, we still have a ways to go as far as the winter season here in Alabama. We got some tips on, of course, how to keep those vehicles properly winterized, but more on how cold it's about to get around here. We'll show you. We'll have the forecast coming up and a radar check after the break. A first alert for a cold front moving in tonight is going to bring a drop in temperatures, but also a little bit of rain out there. This is very light precipitation. I just want to stress not heavy rain, but you may notice some sprinkles, a couple of showers. We'll start to the west. We're seeing some of this now around Glen Allen, the Brilliant area. Over the next 60 minutes, this will drop into Fayette County towards Bankston and the Fayette areas. Jasper, also a chance for some of these showers. You can see north around Double Springs and Black Pine. Those are moving in our direction. In Coleman County, we've had some rain now crossing down into Blount County around Blunt Springs and Hayden. If you're watching around Smoke Rise to Warrior, about to get some of that rain. And a first alert Kimberly Morris. Next 60 minutes, some of that wet weather will reach us. And over into East Alabama. Looks like a little ribbon of rain from near Nectar to Aniana back in towards Steele, but that's going to be moving in. There's Asheville, Whitney Junction area, and back in towards Springville. So a first alert for some wet weather. We've been seeing that across Cherokee County as well. Those showers moving south towards Piedmont. Looks like over towards Jacksonville as well. So some rain out there. And then I mentioned highs today reached close to 70 degrees in some areas, but tonight we'll see those lows back into the mid 30s. So some more cold weather moving in. Of course, we've got a lot of cold weather still ahead, a way to go here in this winter season. And we're always on your side, keeping you well informed on ways that you can certainly keep your property protected and cars winterize this time of the year. Today's Consumer Reports has some good advice that we'll share.
Winter driving can get messy, no matter where you live. And as Consumer Reports' John Linkoff explains, a dirty car isn't just gross, it can actually be dangerous.
All the salt, spray, snow, and road grime that gets onto a vehicle in the wintertime could obscure the radar and the cameras and the different sensors that you use for your safety systems. And while it doesn't mean that they won't work all the time, they may not be there when you most need them.
So it's important to give your safety sensors a little extra care in the winter.
The one you're going to use the most is the backup camera. So take a bucket of water, a little soap, and you're just going to want to go underneath, find the exposed camera.
If your car has parking assist, wipe away any debris from the bumper sensors. Rear body panels house blind spot monitoring radars. Remove snow and salt so they can continue to detect objects out of your view. And many new cars have radar sensors behind the front grille, so keep that area clean of impacted snow. If your car has forward collision or lane departure warning, you'll need to pay extra attention to the windshield where the camera and sensors are usually mounted. If you don't get it clean, those sensors may get triggered while you're driving as snow and mud slide.
So you're going to want to clean these and make sure that these are clear before you start driving. One final thing to consider, a 360-degree camera system is on some vehicles. They're usually under the mirror area. You're going to want to reach under here, make sure that these are clean, just like you did the front and rear cameras.
This is Jeff Cullen.
Remember, you can share those weather photos with us on the First Alert weather app. How about this beautiful sunset from Birmingport today? As expected, it turned out a beautiful day out there. We actually reached a high of 67 in Birmingham, 65 in Tuscaloosa. We saw 60s in East Alabama, and it looks like tonight we're going to have lows back into the mid-30s. But we'll talk about just how cold it's going to get, and also talking more cold weather with some science behind wind chill as we continue right here on Weather Extra. Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. A question that we often get is, what's the deal with wind chill? And we often refer to it as the feels like temperature. Well, meteorologist Matt Daniel has more behind the science of wind chill and what it actually feels like.
Well, we got a weak cold front moving in tonight, and it's not going to give us a dramatic change in temperatures, but it's going to give us a little bit of wind. So the wind chill could be a small factor for you waking up tomorrow morning. So just a brief idea of what wind chill is. Well, when you have a calm wind and you got layers on, you can trap your body heat, keeps you warm. You don't lose a lot of heat. But when you got the wind, it kind of removes the heat that you've got trapped, and it makes it feel even colder. And of course, that makes a big difference when you're outside. So here's a look at some of those wind chills for tomorrow morning. This is right around 6 o'clock, and we could see winds coming in from the northwest right around 5 to 10, maybe gusting to 15 miles an hour. And of course, that will make it feel like it's well into the 20s. So definitely want to wear layers, bundle up tomorrow morning. And if we look at those wind forecasts, you can sort of see as we go into tonight, some of those winds will start to gust up maybe as high as 20 to 25 miles an hour. And you'll probably feel it if you're outside at that time. The wind should continue around tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, maybe gusting up to 20 miles an hour. And then we'll start to see those winds start to calm down a little bit as we go into Wednesday afternoon, with temperatures only warming up into the lower 50s. So not a lot of wind, but it just takes a little bit and it will make you feel cold. And if you're tired of the cold, if you're tired of wind chills, here's a look at the countdown to spring. Valentine's Day, 15 days away. 47 days until St. Patrick's Day. And if you're a big fan of warm weather, well, spring is less than 50 days away. How about that? So let's think warm thoughts as we go into February.
All right, Matt, and I've got to admit, the other day I was at the store and I saw a peep already. So I believe that countdown to not only Valentine, but also the countdown to Easter is certainly on the calendar here. As we look at First Alert AccuTrack radar, we got some showers moving in from the north. Right now, a little bit of rain around Center, Gadsden, Aniana, back into northern Walker County, a few light showers. If you're tracking this along with us, moving south across the area by 11 o'clock tonight, 10, 11 o'clock, this is going to be out of here. It's going to move in, and you can see already the back edge of this has now pushed south of Decatur and places there like Moulton, but Asheville, Coosa River areas toward around Gadsden, south side, just a first alert there for a passing shower. Looks like a decent shower also from Hayden, Warrior, Hanceville, moving south. The folks there traveling along 65 may have to flip on those wind chill wipers as that shower moves south. And some rain still showing up into West Alabama. Some of this could hold together and reach us as far south as Tuscaloosa, but I think as the evening goes on, most of this is going to be more limited to eastern areas here. We'll have the greater chances this drops in towards Pell City, Lincoln, Anniston, Talladega, Munford, and back into Clay County. But Talladega County and parts of Shelby County, you can also see around Birmingham over the next 60 minutes some of those impacts as that moves north to south across the area. But this is ahead of a cold front. We saw temperatures today warmed up into the upper 60s, and then for tonight we'll have readings tumbling into the mid-30s. Now we're going to stay above freezing tonight, but it is going to be crank up the heat weather. So coming off of this mild day, make sure again, I know we've been having to ride those thermostats, and looks like overnight tonight going to have to crank up the heat again as temperatures take a tumble. But during the day for Wednesday, you can see the afternoon highs also on the chilly side. So it's going to be a colder day, certainly noticeably cooler than today. But the one thing about Wednesday, at least we'll have some sunshine coming back, so it is going to be another bright day. And we'll stay dry through the rest of the week until we get to the weekend, and that's when the next big rain chance rolls in. This is from the global forecast system here. Some of the deterministic data showing that rain chances start to roll in here by Sunday morning, so we're still fairly confident. Saturday, looking at all the data here, looks dry. Late Saturday night and into Sunday, clouds move in, and it's mostly just rain that we see. Looks like a large upper-level storm system that's going to be moving across the region. It's going to drive up the wind speeds, bring clouds, and also some rainy conditions. And when it's not raining, maybe drizzle and misty at times between Sunday and Monday. Looks like a fairly unsettled period, not the brightest weather. for Sunday and Monday, but the chance for having some higher rain amounts would happen Sunday. It looks like what's left over from this is very light precipitation. You can see as that low just kind of wraps up and it actually spins to the south across the region. If the temperatures were lower, this is the kind of system here that can often generate some winter weather trouble for us, but there's really no problems here as far as any room for this to go in the wrong direction. It looks like all rain. Temperatures are going to be well above freezing, highs in the 50s. As you'll see here on the 7-day forecast by Sunday, around 55 degrees, a 70% chance for rain. But also Monday, you can see 57. There's going to be some clouds. There's going to be some wet weather around on Monday. It's going to be misty, drizzly, and colder and breezy as that system drifts to the south. But we should finally clear out by the middle of next week. But that's our First Alert 7-day forecast. And when we go beyond the 7-day forecast, again, looks like Sunday and Monday a good chance of rain, and then it looks like we'll enjoy another break right there through the middle of next week. So we'll enjoy at least another decent stretch of dry weather, but the models are showing in the long range around Saturday the 10th, another system that can impact those weekend plans. We'll have to watch out around the 10th and the 11th for the possibility of some wet weather. And, you know, typically February can be a month that can bring a lot of rain to the area. So we'll have to watch over the next several weeks here, those next systems that line up. Looks like also around the 13th, you can see there on the First Alert weather calendar. Of course, that's beyond the 7-day forecast, so just letting you know what some of the long-range data is hinting at. It's certainly telling us that we're going to have more opportunities and more chances for wet weather in that long-range forecast. So we're going to be talking more about the extended forecast coming up and also another radar check as we continue right here on First Alert Weather Extra. Stay with us. All righty. How's tower cam look? Okay. Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. More pictures from the First Alert Weather app out from Logan Martin earlier today. I know fog was a big issue out there early on, but certainly some big improvements today. You can see a lovely view there from Pine Mountain. Noah Reed sharing that photo out there. But today, temperatures in the 60s. Be ready for highs tomorrow, only in the 50s across parts of west central and east Alabama. Let's check on radar. We got some rain moving in. I mentioned a colder tomorrow is because we have a cold front that's moving south. You can see not a lot of rain on the far western part of this band of showers, but there may be a sprinkle or two that drops into parts of Fayette and Tuscaloosa County as that moves south. I do think a greater chance some of these showers are dropping into Walker County and Winston, Coleman counties, Blount County. Some of that's about to drop in towards Adamsville, up to Corner and Warrior, over towards Pinson as well, Clay, Chalkville, Springville, and you can see some showers also approaching Raglan there. Not much to this again, but a little bit of rain that's going to be dropping south across the area. So make sure you check our First Alert Weather app. We'll be sending you notifications as rain approaches where you are. And I'll have more radar updates and the 7-day forecast tonight. Join us first at 9.